Darkpulse Inc. ran up a huge extension of about 34, roughly 35% in the session of the 14th of June 2021. We can see that 311.7 million shares crossed the tape, which was above average. We have a position in Darkpulse. It's important that we point that out. We can see it has a market cap of $225 million, currently 4.698 billion shares outstanding based on what we have here, according to Charles Schwab. Moving down, we can see what's going on. What's going on with Darkpulse? So you can see that extension, it's a huge one. Let's see where this all began. It all began, okay, so the extension wasn't a sudden one as such, so it gradually started to build up, so it wasn't even exactly, by the time that happened, it was already trading above all of those short-term moving averages. Yes, indeed it was. So who knows whether this is another case of squeezing, because there isn't any news as such concerning Darkpulse. So let's see whether we can find anything there concerning Darkpulse. Let's see if we can find DPLS. We can find short interest figures. Okay, 47.57, that was the short volume. Well, these days it's important to check that out. It's important. Okay, so given that extension, and like I said, this, you can obviously see that the stock has been extending. It was, so this 35% extension or increase wasn't one that just took place suddenly. The stock was already on the move up. So you can see all the escalators are definitely looking up. MACD, I believe, should be above, MACD histogram should be above zero and rising, which is a positive signal, a bullish signal. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator definitely overbought. Momentum is trying to improve. MACD above the signal line, and the readout here says it's appears to be in a strong bullish trend. 200-day moving average is upward sloping, and the MACD histogram is above zero and rising. Comparative relative strength analysis shows it is outperforming the S&P 500. Momentum for Darkpulse is strongly bullish. The 14-period slow stochastic oscillator is above 80, the level which many analysts call overbought. This means that investors have been actively purchasing shares and driving the price higher. The moment the volume for that session was highlighted than usual, trading 311 million shares versus an average of 140.73 million shares per day during the last 12 months. The unbalanced volume indicator is bullish. The slope of the indicator is positive and suggests that buyers are presently more active than sellers. I don't think the volume was lighter. The volume was definitely heavier than normal. Okay, so that readout was wrong there. So yes, there's a good chance it might have been some squeeze out, but well, yes, it may have been. There isn't any news out there. So, but there's also the temptation to also conclude that it might be a pump and dump. I think the reason for that might be because this is a penny stock, and it really doesn't have the sophistication that some of the other non-penny stocks have as it concerns derivatives, having options and all that stuff. So some market participants may not want to associate this stock with what has happened with short squeeze as such, but it must not be. It doesn't have to have options for it to be a short squeeze. So we can definitely, it's definitely a huge extension, and it didn't happen suddenly. It just started to build up. So, but just be careful. The stock is, if you're not there already, just be careful. Just be careful. See how things pan out in the coming sessions. So if you indeed, the fact that it has run up can be justified. Can, how would I put it now? Buying it now that it has extended, can be justified in some sort of way, because you are seeing that people are getting involved. It's moving up, so I should buy. But at the same time, a lot of people have gone in already. They are likely going to be coming out very soon. So we also saw a huge rally, a huge figure, a huge volume that is above average. And whenever that happens, there's a good chance that the people who participated are likely to be exiting. They are not likely to remain there. They're likely to take their money out and exit. This usually is what happens with rallies that are associated with huge volumes. So, but it does not mean that it would always be the case. So just observe and watch. I can, this combination of a huge rally and a huge volume might be the reason why some folks are saying it's a pump and dump extension. But it's not. At the same time as well, this extension, like I can evidently show you, it didn't occur once. It's been going on since the 7th of June. So this is 1 week now. It has been extending. So at the same time, these are the things you need to balance very well. This last session that took it up about 35% came as a result of a huge volume. And then you have to balance that. Are they going to stay or are they going to go away? Okay, and then and also the fact that it's been extending and all that stuff. So all of these are what you're going to balance out. It's been how many sessions now? 6 sessions of relentless extension. Okay, anytime soon it might pull back. It might pull back, correct, and consolidate. So just be really careful. Just be really careful. Okay, so getting involved now is getting late. If you really have to do so, but not with all your money. Just put some money there and see how it goes, and leave some on the sidelines to react if it retraces. So the latest news there was as at the 8th of June, which was exactly 1 week ago. So I think there they were announcing that they announced declared a letter of intent to acquire both the drone AI based companies, remote intelligence and wildlife specialists and all that stuff. So that was over a week ago. Okay, so Darkpulse up 35% and slightly down in the pre-market now. So by all means, if you really have to get involved, just be cautious. Okay, so thank you very much for watching this video.